I'm at the top of the hill above our camp, which is along a river, and my dad got notice that a tree had fallen on it. So I'm here to take care of that because they're not able to come by and do it right now. So let's go down this steep hill first. And it's icy and snowy. But I have snow tires and four-wheel drive, so let's do it. As a little side note, this is the steepest part of the hill going down to it. I'll back up a little bit more. So you can see, pretty steep. And I have Nokian Hakkapeliitta LT snow tires on my truck, which works excellent. I mean, it's quite steep down there. Let's see what we got going on here. So this is it's an oak of some sort. I'm not sure which. I'm not that great at identifying trees. We can see there that it has disrooted. The root ball came out. I don't know. I don't know the correct term for that. I was concerned about how to get these branches off of the roof, but, you know, thinking that they would be like fat branches like that, but no, they're just little 4 and 6 inch branches, so I can take care of that easily without damaging anything off the roof. But I think I'm gonna, a risk I would have here is this sliding further down into the camp. Right now it's held pretty securely by the root ball up there. Might be best to, I don't know. Also, this is really steep. So I'm, there's the edge of the cabin right there. That's like, I don't know, 20 feet away. And it's 20 feet tall. So this is a really, really steep hill. And I don't want it to go down there. It's also vertical there. I don't want it to slide down. I don't know how best to do this. And we can see right there, he went through the roof. How much ice do we have on the bank here? Yeah, we have some. This river will freeze over and then the ice breaks free and gets driven along the bank. Let's go inside and see what it looks like. So this is a 2-story camp cabin that was built about 15 years ago. Get the key out. Don't want to lock myself in here again. I've done that before. Let's go up there. And it looks like we have a drywall seam here that has popped. And right here, it's kind of bowed down a little bit. So that's not bad. Not horrible. I mean, it could be far worse. And nothing over here. I'm not sure when the tree fell. There's snow on the tree, but it's been kind of snowing on and off for a little bit here. And I think the tree fell last weekend. What's today? The March 2nd? March 3rd. So today's March 3rd. It would have fallen last weekend when we had a lot of wind. It was super windy, gusting 30, 40 miles an hour, and I bet that's when it came down. And it wasn't discovered until recently, because it's winter, and, well, people just don't come here in the winter very often, because it's a steep, snowy road, and there's no running water for most places around here. I did check on the roof, and while the cap was dislodged slightly, the stack is fine. So first off, this tree isn't going anywhere right now. When we start cutting it, it might. So I pulled my truck a little bit closer to the tree. We're taking this rope here and wrapping it around the tree and the front tow hook of my truck a few times. It's not very strong rope, so we'll do a few runs. And that'll keep the tree from sliding down in case it wants to right now, but mostly we're going to keep it from sliding down when I start cutting further things off.
Now back up.
Well, first, I think I'm going to put the ladder along the hillside there so I have something to stand on. Tie onto a branch? I don't know. So there's 4 branches on the roof. There's one that's not connected to the tree anymore, and it's off to this side. I'm going to leave it how it is. There's 2 branches that are kind of steeply angling up, and then there's also a 3rd branch on top here that's still connected to the tree pretty well. And first thing I'm going to do is cut off this top branch because it's on top of the other branches. And I think if I cut it here, we can pretty safely pull and remove it from the roof, from the hillside here. And I forgot my belt, so my pants keep falling down. Also, I don't have the proper safety gear, so I know. This is a Echo CS310. My dad gave it to me. It's a great little saw. Starts really easy all the time. Okay, that's cheating. I warmed it up 2 hours ago. Hey Lynn, could you not be down there while I'm cutting? I'm not entirely sure what my plan is yet. Great day to be working on the roof because it's snowing. At least it's not 10 degrees out. It's like 28 Fahrenheit, so close to freezing. Here's a hole. It's not good when you look in a roof and you see insulation. I mean, it's good there's insulation, but to be able to see it is a bad thing. So the ridge cap here was completely mangled, so I threw it off. It wasn't doing anything. And I brought up tarps to patch it, and boards and screws. So I'm going to patch this and this just with a tarp till we can get a contractor out to fix this. And then there's other dings and whatnot, like right here there's one, and then another hole there. So I might try just like shoving a shingle in there, maybe throwing some caulk around that. And then there's other holes here. There's one there on the edge. And of course the other side of these holes here. And the gutter's a casualty too. So it definitely needs some work. There's one other casualty. Is our cap for the fireplace here. It's a little banged up, so that'll need replaced too. But for now I'm just going to tarp these big ones. Hopefully my tarp will extend down far enough to get those two, and then just a little something here to take care of those holes. There's another ding here, and I might throw something on that. We'll see what I have left over. I have some pretty small tarps. Oh, looks like that got some damage too. How's it going, Nathan? All right.
You don't want me to try to tie it off up there?
No.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Not wrapped around you?
Nope.
Okay. Pull, Nathan. Nathan, pull.
Okay, I think that did well.
All right.
We didn't do anything.
That's
no
probably
damage.
Yeah, that's probably the heaviest and hardest one.
I don't know about that one that has the Y right
yeah.
next to that.
I was going to say they should have pulled up, but we can do it that way.
Okay.
So just be taut on it. So, go ahead and pull.
There. We're good. That's all that matters,
Nice.
right?
That one's lighter. You should be able to pull that one up. I give this an 8 out of 10 for sketchy.
Is going to do most of it?
Yes, you're just going to stabilize.
Okay.
Now I'm expecting once we lift this off that loose branch is going to rotate down.
Yeah.
And we're just going to try to do it slow and coordinated.
Okay. Go, 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 go.
Hey, it's away from the building and it's
Yeah.
down. You know?
Yeah. That end looks like it's jammed in there pretty good. So lay down right here.
Okay. I'll just get it down.
Just you two?
Well, Lynn, you can help too.
Here.
He's like,
Well, no, it's just being a straight line.
I know.
If I move over a little bit.
What do you mean?
1,
Okay.
2, 3.
Hold on. Try again.
Is that what you want?
You know what? I think it's okay right now. Real quick explanation of what's going on here. I'm pulling back on the yellow ropes, and I have another fatter rope tied to a tree on the bank across the road, which will keep the trunk from rolling down the hill. We'll keep it on the road as I pull it further up onto the road. Well, it's been a half hour since I drove the truck up here and parked it. And you can see there's, well, how much snow? An inch. So this is 2 inches an hour. Great. I pulled up that log there, which is the one that was on the edge of the bank. Well, let me define the edge of the bank. That was the one further downhill across the road. And I was pulling it up here, and I just barely got it up, spinning my tires the whole way. And then I started back down to get the second one. And right about here, I started to apply the brakes and just slide backwards. So I quickly shifted to drive, and I got up out of here. Because this is pretty steep and snowy here, and I didn't want to try backing down with limited traction, because it is slick. It's like, what, 28, 32 degrees and snowing, so that's a recipe for really slippery snow. And we didn't get it all the way cleared. I could have cut these into firewood size logs, but my chainsaw was dull. My other chainsaws didn't want to start, but I think they were dull too, so it wouldn't have mattered. Kind of came up here as a bit of an emergency. I've been lax on my chainsaw maintenance, so I need to better maintain them. So slipping. So we got these here. They're off the road. You can now, drive through. I got it cut off there. Somebody with a better saw can come down here and cut this up and maybe drag it down when it's not slippery and snowy. And I'm really glad we got the roof tarped up when we did, because I wouldn't want to be on that roof now. Well, I got the tarps on with, I think, sufficient boards. I've never had to tarp a roof like this before, so I hope it's all right. And I shingled the tarps in a way so that any water on the top tarp would go over top of the bottom tarp. I didn't do anything about the screw holes, like trying to seal them up, because this should be repaired probably within a month anyways. And there was 2 little ones that I was mentioning caulking before, but I managed to cover them with the tarps, and then I put another tarp up there over a part where a limb had landed right on the roof cap and maybe made it water compromised, but I'm not sure. So I tarped it anyways, and that covered those other holes too. So as it is, any water that gets on there should not go into the roof. So this is a really nice place in the winter to hang out. I'm not telling you what river this is, because then you'll know where it is. That's really nice. And then here's branches that were on the roof. They're stacked up here to burn the little stuff, and anything larger will be cut for firewood some other time. And then here's other firewood logs here that we managed to pull off the roof without damaging the roof or the siding or the windows at all. It was only like a little bit sketchy. So I hope you liked that video. It was a little bit sketchy. I wouldn't say that a lot of what I did was necessarily safe, but I felt comfortable doing it. But just don't do that. The stuff that I was doing, the way I was doing it. I know what I'm doing, and I know it could be safer, but I'm just trying to get the job done. This is kind of an emergency. If you like this video, hit that like button. Also, I like to see those subscriber numbers go up. Not that that really affects anything, but it's just another metric that makes me happy. If you want to donate to me, there's links down in the description for Patreon. If you don't like Patreon, you could use PayPal to donate either on a schedule or one time. You can also buy me gifts. If, some people don't like to give money. So you can buy me something. I have a list for that on Amazon down below. And I also have another list of things that you could buy further below that. And you could, buy yourself something, and I'll get a little bit of a kickback from that. So that's one way of supporting me. And supporting me producing and recording these videos, which do take time. I probably spent an extra hour today messing around with the camera that we could have finished sooner, which might have been a smart thing to do again. And I really do like making these videos. Maybe just not emergency videos like this. So I think that's it. And I'll see you around.